what you guys may have discovered may rewrite the history of the Earth.
Admiral Byrd takes his plane, starts flying across Antarctica.
Not the trees, bro. Trees are literally exploding in parts of the Midwest.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. We got a good one coming up today. Not an hour banger, probably about a 30-40 minute banger, right? I got family downstairs. We're going to get this one in, take tomorrow off because it's the day of the party, and then we'll be back with the hour bangers. But make sure you guys watch from start to finish. It's still a good one nonetheless. We got 1,100-pound giants, winter storms, plus a lot more, y'all. Let's have some fun today. Sit back, relax. Enjoy the show.
He was flying routinely into Bagram Airfield to pick up what he described as high-value assets, which were usually like high-level Taliban guys. And so many of the missions he flew were classified. He thought this was a routine mission. In 2005, on this particular occasion, he lands on the tarmac, and he realized this was not a routine mission because he was met on the tarmac by who he describes, who he believes were Air Force intelligence. He didn't know, but he referred to them as the babysitters. And he gets off the plane with his loadmaster, and these intelligence officers told him, highly classified, this never happened. They escort him over to the hangar where the cargo that he's got to load is sitting. As he's getting close to this cargo, the first thing he's struck with is this pungent odor. It was a combination of BO and death. And he realized there's something dead under a tarp on this crate, on this pallet. And as he's getting up close to this thing, he realizes that it's a person. And this is a air cargo pallet. So it's 9 feet long. Yeah. And the guy that's on this pallet is covered by a tarp. He's in the fetal position, but his hands and his feet and his head are hanging off the pallet. This is a 9-foot long pallet. So he immediately recognizes that this is a gigantic person.
I couldn't live in a place like that, y'all. I couldn't do it. I don't know how you guys do it. Probably say the same thing about me being from Arizona in 115-degree summers, but I couldn't survive in that, y'all. That's miserable. Bravo to you guys who can live in that. Different breed. Got a green screen on it?
Okay, this video was taken last night. Family watching TV. Oh, monumental ice storm. She's in the path. Her whole fam jam's in the path. She did a great job on this video. Time to go get some supplies. I hope it's not a day late and $1 short. They head to the car. Excellent cinematography here. It makes it look like a movie. They roll into town, into the store, and he says, the father, this is busier than Christmas. The shelves are freaking empty. Everyone bought everything. Not everything, but you'll see. The meat section, barren. Freezers, food, prepackaged stuff, boom, bang, bing, freaking gone. And you may be thinking people are overreacting, but if this thing is half as a big deal as it is forecasted to be, it's still an extremely big deal. And I already see people commenting, this is a normal winter in Wisconsin, in Ontario, in the northern... Yes, we're not talking about in freaking Louisiana, man, and freaking Texas getting snow and ice. And remember, a little bit of ice across many miles of power lines equals several thousand, tens of thousands of pounds of weight. Lines are going to snap, dude. So that's why people are stocking up. It's a good idea. It's called winter preparedness. Even though you wouldn't think you'd have to prepare in freaking Shreveport for an ice and snowstorm. Now, after all this is said and done, are they going to be discussing ways to prevent this in the future? Like climate action, aka, you know what I'm talking about. So keep your head on a swivel. This is a little bit of a potential hairy situation. Winter preparedness is never a bad thing anyway. Gas up your car and get some, I honestly would recommend if you're anywhere near a forest, you own some forest, get some dry standing dead wood, chop it up, boom, bang, bing. You might need to get a fire going, it might be cooking on it, and the power might be out for a little bit of a while. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you do to prepare for this if you're in the path? And follow for more.
Sorry to everybody that is constantly seeing my sky posts. I mean, I just can't help it. Until every person around me knows the truth, I will constantly post this shit. Well, there you have it, folks. There's your contrails. Because I guess it's just cold up there. Those are just contrails. Don't worry, guys. Jesus, man. Why do you think I'm the one that wants to lie to you? You're not going to trust the people that live side by side with you, but you're going to trust the people who come under the television and tell you and program you with the shit they want to program you with. But you're going to trust them over me. The guy who lives side by side with you, who drives the roads that you drive, who works the jobs you work. I'm on your fucking side. Some people know things that you don't, man. Fucking listen.
They told me, like, we have sold you to the highest bidder. This is before I escaped. And they said, once the highest bidder is done with you, then we'll put you to the general public for prostitution. And after they are done with you as well, then we take your organs and we sell it to the black market. So ultimately, they said, you need to resign to the fact that you're going to die.
For those who don't think this goes on, I want you to type in what happened from 2009 to 2014 north of Egypt in the Sinai Peninsula, where some of the victims had you-know-what removed, including kidneys and occasionally other organs. Evidence suggests that these weren't random removals, these were done professionally and surgically with precision, which just shows you how organised the evil people that do these things truly are. Now, you'll never see things like this on mainstream news, but thank God that we have alternative media coverage so we can bring evil demonic things like this to the light.
Princess Diana was unalived by the royal family because she knew something very dark.
Apparently, about a month before Princess Diana had her accident, she said to a close friend that the royal family are not human, but they are reptiles from the Alpha Draconis star system. Hello, what? Okay, I had to look that up, okay? It's in the shape of a lizard. I don't know what the heck that means. I don't know anymore. This is my driver, and they're weirdly related to Vlad the Impaler, who is a vampire, and reptiles are known cannibals. So that's interesting. Here we go. Anyways,
Stay weird.
Nice golf
that was
course.
my driver.
If we put a flag on the moon and you look up there with a telescope, they say you can't see the flag from Earth. But you look at NASA or whatever, they're like 40 billion light years away. There's this one planet. We have this telescope that can reach over the way there to see this one little planet. But you can't see a flag on the moon, like pretty damn close. I mean,
Because the atmosphere is distorted.
If you had their technology, you would see that there's no flag up there.
That symbol right there is the Chiro. That's the first symbol of Christianity. The X with a P. And then you have the Alpha, the A there. Oh, and look, you got Templar crosses below it. So Templar cross, then you have Alpha. And then look, a Chiro. I got a fuzz on my finger. A Chiro, two more different style of crosses, and then the end, beginning of the end. That's a giant structure. And then look, the cymatics. Absolutely definition. Blaze 86, what's up, brother? Derek, there's symbolism everywhere. Absolutely. Yeah.
Check the stained glass, right? So.
Oh, dude, there's a 6-pointed star right there.
You see how colorful?
Look, 6-pointed star right there. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, that's all right. See how colorful all the stained glass is? How vivid all these colors are?
Yeah.
So like when the sun shines through these and you're inside these buildings, dude, like just like we talk about sound frequency, like that's light frequency.
That's healing.
That is healing.
Healing. That rose-colored glass is really what we're looking for. But yeah, the cymatics on the top there, when the light shines through, and this is something we used to show all the time with all the stained glass. A lot of the stained glass came from Troy, New York, Tiffany Glass Co. That's what they say, but the light shines in through here, all right? That's healing in itself. The bells, the frequency, all right? But inside of these structures, they're not square boxes. Energy has no room to bounce around inside of there, right? It condenses it, but if it's wide open, the energy can bounce around inside. Absolutely, Mayhem. Absolutely. Here, would you like to hold this for a second? I got the GoPro going. The battery just died. It takes me a second. So Dragon Jedi 44. She's got the phone. Thank you so much, Dragon Jedi, for filming.
My pleasure.
Batman right here. I'm gonna change his battery out real quick. There, here, so then they can see like how big that is comparatively.
There's I Am Batman.
Gigantic.
They've been talking.
See, it's kind of like the powers that be before our civilization wanted what's best for its people, right? They had bells, they had, stained glass windows that when you went into that building, it was healing. And then the I don't know, the Great Reset, the Great Floods, I don't know. And then the next generation or the next civilization came out and they wanted pure control. And that's what we're living under still to this day. There's no buildings you can walk in and feel energy pumping through you. There's no free energy. There's no free water. It's the new powers that be came in and are dictators, y'all.
taking the Earth's population from 8 billion people to 500 million. It was on the Georgia Guidestones. All these people in the World Economic Forum talk about it openly, and you're too busy scrolling through the gram to take it serious. These people intend to do this. This is what communists do. Most people out here are totally clueless as to what this is all about. These people are trying to fucking remove you from the planet. That's what's happening here.
See, they took over.
So many.
Those people took over.
There's so many. There are so many mental health patients who have been discharged from a mental hospital, and a transportation service has picked them up and then they go missing. I made that video and so many people came out the woodworks with their testimonies and stories that have happened to their family members and their friends, and I have went down a rabbit hole the last 2 weeks, and oh my god, it is happening underneath our noses, and everyone is so stuck in their freaking phones. Nobody notices these people go missing because they're targeting people who do not have family. I have made contact with an individual who has been on the inside of things when it comes to these transportation services, and they are supposed to be giving me a phone call this evening to lay out some more information. This is not a rabbit hole that I am giving up on. I've got some specific names of some specific cases. Just in the Chattanooga area alone, also Atlanta seems to be a hot spot as well. For those of you who are new here and have no idea what I'm talking about, I made a video a few weeks ago about an incident that happened with my friend when he was discharged from a mental hospital, and this mental hospital was pretty much under the impression that he didn't have family or friends to be released to. A transportation service picked him up, intentionally started going the wrong direction, and then when they were called out about it and realized that my friend actually could walk and that he wasn't disabled, then he whipped into a gas station and started going the right direction after my friend hopped out the back seat and basically cussed his ass out. A lot of people came out the woodwork and said they had a very similar situation happen to them. What I'm trying to figure out is, where are they taking these people?
I found proof that we live in the Matrix. I've basically discovered something very fundamental about the potential of a particular observation on the psychedelics with the use of lasers, and it now became kind of like this global phenomenon. Joe Rogan spoke about my work. Eddie Bravo himself came to look at what I was doing and said that Joe wants to do it. So we're at the moment where the rocket's about to take off.
If you're in the US, when you logged into TikTok today, you got this screen, and you probably clicked OK. But what you didn't realize is that screen means that TikTok US is now owned by a group of US companies. That's right. The spinoff finally happened. We've been waiting 6 years for it, and it feels like it just went like womp womp. But I think we should all know who owns the media and the algorithms that we are contributing to. So let's take a look at who owns TikTok US now. Major investors are Oracle, which runs their cloud computing systems. This is owned by Larry Ellison, a kind of deranged billionaire, right-wing tech bro, who's been around in the industry for a while. Other big investor is Silver Lake, a private equity company. They did things like take Dell private a couple of years ago. Dell, like your Dell computers. And then there's MGX, which is actually not an American company. It's an Abu Dhabi state-funded equity firm. I'm sort of confused about who exactly they are and what's going on there. And then ByteDance still has a share, just not a majority share in the company.
Now, I did get that notification today when I was putting this video together, and I did notice the algorithm is different. But that's what happens sometimes. Like, every freaking clip is a banger, y'all, and putting these videos together is so nice. And then some days it sucks. Like, I'm getting videos of puppies, of people, what they're eating, like videos I don't even watch, but the algorithm just switches, right? So I got to go like hashtag conspiracy TikTok, and then they start coming, and then I reset my algorithm. But today it was kind of weird, y'all. A lot of not very good clips, y'all. But I don't know if that's because of this new update, or I don't know if just because it's one of those days on TikTok where, you know, they're just not giving out the bangers, right? Because there's days, I'm telling you, I'll go through 50 clips and all 50 of them are hitters, right? I guess time will tell.
So the lady that's on here that's like finding the frequencies of different songs and correlating them to various outcomes, like In the Air Tonight to weight loss, or ring my bell to abundance and money. Like they stopped playing it in casinos type shit, right? Can you look into this song right here? Because I feel like there's something there. I feel like we gotta find the vibe for that one too.
Damn, like diamonds on her too. This is crazy. New York's crazy, y'all. I didn't know all this stuff was out there. Yeah, it's got a serpent.
Yes, I am baked, but this is another level, man. Look at the size of these doors. I'm 6'2". It's two of me.
It's a big dude, man. 6'2".
Oh, it's for her to come in, right? Make it make sense. Look at this thing.
That's crazy.
At this thing. 8.5 pounds? I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Robbed their ass.
People are like, wait till you go see inside, see the lady. I was like, all right, let me see this. I see those little figurines. This is. Yeah. Where are we? This is Nashville?
Yeah, it's Nashville.
Come on, man. Have a good day, brother. Wild. 8.5 pounds of gold plated, painted, or whatever he said. Come on, man. Only had 5 toes, unless there's one hidden in the back. What's that thing?
He said, what's that thing?
Nashville, comment section. Producer, Rome, Greece.
I like to make it make sense,
Everyone
dude.
that failed me in public school. Everyone that passed me in public
Damn,
school.
this is crazy, y'all.
The guy that hired me at UPS fired everyone that let me get to this point to come to the Pantheon and make it make sense. I appreciate it. Make it make sense. Come on, man.
We abandoned the upstairs after this. It's been 1.5 years. We haven't slept upstairs in 1.5 years. I'm not fucking kidding. My son and I are laying in my bed in my bedroom. And he's being so silly. All of a sudden he goes, Mom, something is happening. The universe is stopping. Something is happening. And he's confused all of a sudden. And he's only 4. And all of a sudden he locks on something behind me. He smiled the biggest smile and starts waving back. And so at this point, I have fucking goosebumps. I have chills. And I said, Atheus. And he goes, Mom, whose hand is that? His face changes completely, like, tears start coming out. And he goes, Mom, whose hand is that? Who is waving at me? Like, who is that? Like, he was in a trance, snapped out of it. I said, okay, we're going to go downstairs now. And I held him and I walked. Oh, it was the fastest walk I've ever done, but it was a walk. It was a walk. And I learned this from my mom. I'm like, baby, when you're ready to talk about it, we can talk about it, honey. He said it was black and it came out of the corner like this and it waved to him. And he said it was not friendly. And I said, well, how do you know it was not friendly? And he said, because it wanted me to believe it was friendly. So he was able to know telepathically that it was tricking him. Anyway, it's been 1.5 years since we've slept upstairs.
Oh my God.
I'm not kidding. The beds are always made up there.
So they do acid. So what is she telling their podcast is called Acid for whatever it was. Acid podcast, right? So what are you doing with these kids? What are you guys watching? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just judging a book by its cover, which you shouldn't do, but
Another day in the Matrix. I feel like being such a good wife today. Let's go clean the whole house. Let's start with the ultra-toxic Windex with extra ammonia to attack my family's skin and respiratory health. Lysol will disinfect our counters while wrecking our nervous system, thyroid, and hormones. I like to make every room smell amazing with our favorite Febreze. It's full of carcinogenic VOCs that cause migraines, asthma, and more hormone issues. Oh, and let's spray it extra on the bed so that they're inhaling it all night. Lastly, my Dawn soap will coat all the dishes with endocrine disruptors and surfactants that irritate the gut. So we'll be getting a little bit of ocean breeze disease in every bite.
Honey, I'm home.
Oh, hey.
Oh, look, you did some cleaning.
Yeah.
And these look perfect for me and the boys' estrogen maxing.
And for wrecking my immune system.
Oh, I love you, honey. And I love the Matrix.
I mean, what are we supposed to do, y'all? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? You know? Pick your poison, literally. Like, that's the truth. Like, pick your poison. They're saying fruits and carnivore people are saying fruits and vegetables are sprayed with all these chemicals, so you can't eat them. Vegan people are saying meat is filled. They're pumping the animals with steroids, right? Like, what are we supposed to do? Who do we listen to? What are we supposed? Pick your poison, y'all. You can't go outside. They're spraying the clouds, right? They're spraying the skies with these things, with these airplanes. Can't go outside and breathe. Can't have a damn air freshener in your bedroom so it doesn't smell like Duka Dukin. What are we supposed to do? Pick your poison, y'all. Pick your poison.
Trees, bro. Trees
That
are
makes
literally
sense now, right?
exploding in
Pick your
parts of the
poison.
Midwest. No fire, no lightning, just snapping in half and everything. And before y'all say cap, this is a real phenomenon. It's called frost cracking. When temperatures drop fast enough, like I'm talking about 25 below, the sap inside the tree freezes and explodes, bro. The pressure gets so crazy that shit splits in half. On top of that, meteorologists are warning that this is happening in places like Minnesota, Iowa, North Dakota, Wisconsin, because of this massive storm moving in this weekend. Shit crazy. What really got people shook was the weather graphic they recently dropped. But that shit had over 7 million views. And people are losing their fucking minds. Imagine walking outside at night and hearing what sounds like, but it's really the trees cracking because of the cold. Now I'm down here in Dallas, so if I hear any trees exploding, I'm gonna let y'all know. Stay warm because nature don't play that shit.
I'm concerned about. It's crazy, huh? Hear that all throughout the woods. Sounds like Bigfoot's running through the trees.
So you think this? What do you call this?
Well, those who came before me with the Bigelow team called it a precognitive nonsense. What are they? There's a term. They refer to the phenomenon at Skinwalker Ranch as a precognitive sentient non-human intelligence.
So there's
an intelligence based on the data. There is an intelligence operating on that ranch that has command over space, time, over consciousness, can manipulate closed systems in a split second without leaving a trace, and I believe has the ability to communicate if we can understand or develop a common language at some point to be able to interact. Eric Bard, in particular, has had communication with at least one of these entities involved with manipulating the systems that has command over the technology and the platforms, and has expounded on that a little bit.
Admiral Byrd takes his plane, starts flying across Antarctica, and sees patches of green. He can't believe it. And he's on the radio saying, I'm seeing this, rolling hills, sun is shining. He just keeps flying. It gets greener and greener. And then he's like, I just saw woolly mammoths grazing in the green. And he keeps going, and he's on the radio, and then he's talking. I'm seeing all this stuff. The sun is bright, and then radio contact goes out. He's flying and flying. Suddenly, he's engulfed in light, and he doesn't know where he is. The green is behind him. He's just flying in light, just trying to get his bearings. And then up beside him, 2 flying saucers, just kind of next to him, almost like the F-16s trying to wave you down. 2 flying saucers, and he looks over, and they have swastikas on them, and he's like, "Uh-oh." So he's on the stick, and he feels the stick shaking, and then the stick just goes dead. And then he down with the UFOs, and they just land into a cavern in the hollow earth. And they take Admiral Byrd out, and they're tall aliens. They're like
letter. That's what I heard, y'all. I heard that they made a deal with the Germans, right? That's why you hear all these soldiers saying, the Germans' tanks were 10 times better than ours, but the only difference was America had 15 and they only had 14, right? That was the difference why we did what we did with them, right? But they said they made a deal, and then a president went over there and he said, we'll take your technology. You can't experiment with people like in cities. You got to be on the outskirts, right? So that's why, like, if you guys watch these missing 411s, they say a lot of them have a German background, right? A German descent in their blood, some type of German, or they have like, a vasectomy or something like that. And those are the ones that get abducted with these missing 411s, y'all. It's really crazy, y'all, that, to think we went and did a deal with these aliens and the Germans, right? Our president went and sat down with them. You can do tests on us, but it's got to be out. It's got to be out. National parks, people that live in the boonies and the farms. And, that's why a lot of these abductions and all that take place in the middle of nowhere, right? Because that's the deal. That's the deal they made with them.
Down
Crazy.
basically the game plan of what the Illuminati was going to do for the 3 world wars.
Okay.
So
tell me the prediction. This is 1850.
Yes, this was 1871 when this was written.
So he never saw a world war.
He never saw any of the world wars. But listen, and it's hard to figure out if this is real or a hoax.
Yeah.
But it's been in a British museum library or something like that. But it's just creepy because it's dated 1871.
Yeah, it's fact checked by their government.
Okay, so the First World War. This is what he said. Okay. The First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the Tsars of Russia in making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The divergences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to foment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used to destroy the other governments in an order to weaken religions.
What you guys may have discovered may rewrite the history of the Earth.
Colossal stone sculptures of extinct reptiles and megafauna that once roamed the Bogota savanna during the Younger Dryas, almost 1,000 years before Göbekli Tepe in Turkey.
Awful lot of bizarre stuff. Yeah. These people supposedly have been watching over us for 14,000 years. And they know more about our history than we do.
Turn left on Falcon Street, then turn right.
It's crazy. He asked her one time, he says, "You're human," which they are, they're human. Yeah. He says, "You're human, and you're from 470 light years away. I'm human. Where did the Earth humans come from?" He says, "Is it the Adam and Eve story like in the Bible, or is it Darwin says we're evolved from apes?" She starts laughing. She says, "No." She says, you're all transplants." She says, a good 90% of the people on the Earth today are descended from aliens that came here thousands of years ago. She said, "Look around you. How many skin colors do you see?" And he said, "Well, there's black people, there's brown people, there's red people, there's yellow people, there's white people." She says, "Yeah, and there's blue people and tan people as well, but they don't associate with you guys." She says, all those different colors of people, they didn't originate on the same planet under the same sun. The solar system that you're in and the radiation from your sun, that determines your skin color, and also the planet that you're on, it determines your height, your weight, to a certain degree. She says, you're all transplants. Basically, you're all ETs.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know. They talk about a lot of bizarre stuff.
You done met up with Jaden. That's it. You know what this means, guys. You know what this means. Later, Kai. They almost got away with this picture, guys. What do you see? Look at Kai's hand. Look at Jaden's hand. You know what time is it. And this was before he switched up on us. And why is he walking around with a journal in his hand? He couldn't leave that in the car. Of course he couldn't. He's taking notes. Shh. Shut up. What's up with his eyes? You know what they say, guys. The eyes don't lie. And Kai looks disconnected. Shh. What happened to AMP? What happened to your peoples, bro? I wonder what they have to say about this. Or can they say something about this? Because I haven't heard none of them speak. And I know they feel the same way everybody else feels. This is the Kai that we know. The Kai that was streaming, having fun, doing this thing. Now he's all serious, taking pictures, holding journals. I mean, look at this picture, guys. Kai is smiling and Jaden looks really serious, like, yeah, we got you now, Kai. Kai was the reason why people started streaming. What if him stepping away makes other streamers step away and go the same route? Something to think about when there's nothing to think about, guys, because this video is for entertainment purposes only, and I'm happy for Kai. He stepped his game up. He matured at a young age. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I'm out.
This is the story of the Solder children.
Solder children.
There was a fire in their house on Christmas Eve. Its parents and these 9 kids, what was deemed an electrical fire. And the whole house went up in smoke. The whole house burns down in 45 minutes.
Oh no.
Parents and 4 of the kids get out. Here's where things get weird. They find no human remains.
That's impossible.
So this was an Italian family, came from Italy, and the dad starts to be really outspoken about Mussolini.
He runs up and sees the fire.
Parents and 4 of the kids get out. All the kids are not out. So the dad, like he does what any dad does, and he wants to go back in and get them. He had a ladder that was set up on the side of the house that he used because the layout of their house was kind of wonky. The ladder's gone.
It was found further up the road in a ditch.
Phone line wasn't burned. Phone line was cut. He is a coal driver. So he goes to start the coal truck. Both of them won't start.
For 45 minutes, he was doing everything he could to get to that level. And it just
panic.
It was like strategic.
Yeah.
Cut him off from getting up to his kids.
So then you get these stories of people, somebody who worked at a motel that was like, oh, I saw those kids. The next day, they came in here with 2 men and 2 women. And they came into the hotel, and the worker was like, I tried to talk to the kids, and they wouldn't talk to me. Parents start to go like, we don't think this is adding up.
Right.
Somebody at a diner says, I served them breakfast the next day.
Have we ruled out Santa?
You get somebody that's on DMT or psychedelics, almost any psychedelic, I think. When you look at that, number one, you can see through the wall. I didn't believe this. I saw this guy. His name is Danny Goler. He's one of my good friends. So I called my assistant. I said, get this guy wherever he is, fly him where we can meet up somewhere. I want to try this out. So we flew to a place and shined this thing on the wall. And I've never done DMT before until this day. And oh my God, he took me through DMT, my first experience. We did breath work for 15 minutes or so. You held the molecule over your heart for 5, 10, 15 minutes with gratitude and just saying thank you, thank you, thank you over and over again. And then going into the experience, I started freaking out. Both of us were kind of military, rigid, and don't want to give up control, really. And I kind of fought it a little bit, and this face pops out of the wall, like 9 feet tall, in a loving way. Because you can see some crazy stuff on DMT, but it's very understanding and loving and pretty cool. And that's telling me to relax. And as she's saying that, Danny says, you need to listen to her. It just makes you ask more questions about reality. Like, where is it that we
Crazy,
go?
Russia was just hit by the biggest snowstorm they've seen in 146 years. And when I saw pictures and videos from this snowstorm, I thought this shit was all AI generated. But no, this is 100% real. There is a peninsula in Russia known as Kamchatka Peninsula. And Kamchatka saw snowfall totals of up to 5 meters high. For reference, that is 15 feet of snow. Snow drifts from this storm have also buried entire houses, cars, and can be seen reaching as high as literal fucking buildings. Since the snowdrifts from this storm in particular have been so ridiculously high, children in Russia have been using these snowdrifts to fucking sled. And adults have resorted to using the ridiculously high snowfall totals to jump out of their windows. This storm has also been responsible for shutting down schools and businesses in Kamchatka, so the people of Kamchatka have been forced to work remotely, and unfortunately this snowstorm has also been responsible for tragically taking the lives of 2 people. It's truly shocking to me how this planet is even capable of producing 15 feet of snow, but prayers up for the people of Kamchatka, Russia, and I really hope they can recover from this snowstorm as quickly and safely as humanly possible.
Mother Nature, am I right? Now, right here where I'm at in the far west part of Texas, it's just rain, it's cold. That's it so far. No snow on the mountains, nothing like that. We haven't got no snow. It's just rainy and cold out, y'all. But there you have today's video, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Quick video. Like I said, I'm gonna do a quick one today, quick 35-minute video. Tomorrow, I'm gonna take a day off, right? Got a lot to do tomorrow. Monday, what would that be? Monday, we'll be back with the bangers, y'all, and all that. So, y'all, I'm having a little dilemma, y'all. I'm having a dilemma. You know how I said I wanted to switch up my hair? I'm thinking, y'all, I'm thinking of cutting it off, going bald. Like, the hair is, it does more harm than good for me, right? I don't know if I'm so OCD or what, but I like my hair to be perfect, right? I go get a haircut. I want it combed perfect. I've always been like that, y'all. I've always been with my hair, you know, if a little bit sticking out here, it just bothers me, right? So it does so much stress to me that, you know, I used to be bald. For a long time, I cut my hair bald, y'all. And I'm thinking of going back to it, y'all. Just going back to it and just being done with this hair. You know, my hair is very thin. You know, it's very thin. It's hard to hold. Like, I wish my hair was thick. And so I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm probably gonna put a poll up on my little community page and see what you guys say, because this hair does more harm than good for me. It stresses me out a lot more than, you know, if you guys can tell, I always wear a hat because I do my videos early, right? So I'm not going to wake up, comb my hair. You know, the times my hair is combed, it's because I'm doing a later video and I'm, you know, out the shower and all that. So usually when I'm up here, it's like 6 in the morning, quick cup of coffee, and I'm in here. So I just put a hat on because I ain't going to go do my hair or whatnot. So I don't know, y'all. Let me know down below. If you guys say I should cut it, put some scissors, put some clippers, put a barber emoji, you know, in the chat. If you want me to keep it, I don't know. No, just put that. If you want me to, if you think I should cut it, because it's so stressful, y'all. It's so stressful to me. Put something to do with the barber down below, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here and get this video edited out to you guys. Go down there and spend some time with my family, y'all. Hope everyone out there has a good day. I'll see you guys on Monday with the hour banger. Later.